Alright lads, welcome back to another Coburn Does. This time it's Mistress Sassz'ine. This is where I provide commentary from a Fury Warrior perspective. Basically talent selection, cooldown usage, legendary selection, that kind of stuff, and how I approach it from a progression standpoint. Again, starting with the easy stuff, trinkets, you'll be using Convergence of Fates and Umbral Moonglaves. Umbral Moonglaves, obviously there's loads of opportunity for cleave here, and Convergence of Fates is just your Bis trinket. Legendary selection, I'm going to be using Soul of the Battlelord Massacre Ring, as well as Valor Berserkers. The way my gear is simming at the moment, the Valor Berserkers are actually simming higher than the Angry Hat, mainly because of the offset piece I have from Desolate Host. The reason I'm using the Execute Ring instead of the Whirlwind Belt, for example, is because my role here is really going to be just helping in last phase, getting the boss dead, really. The AoE is largely going to be handled by other members in the raid, so the belt is completely useless for me. Talent selection, I'm going to be going for War Machine, obviously, because there's consistent adds, which gives you that good 15% haste for pretty good uptime. Double time, loads of movement, no need to stun, really. You can have other members do that without any cost to mobility. Avatar, again, the same reasons as I'm not using the Whirlwind Belt. I'm not going to be AoEing consistently, so Wrecking Ball is really just a wasted talent for me. I want Avatar for that good single target damage. Bounding Stride, loads of movement. Frothing Berserker, pretty set and forget. Inner Rage, and Reckless Abandon. Again, if you're going for like hard AoE constant, if that's your job in the raid, then Bloodbath is probably going to be better. But again, for me, I'm just mainly single target, doing ads when I need to, so Inner Rage is really going to be my choice there. So, on the pool, I'm going to be using Old War's pre-pot and basically putting my Glaives, Avatar, Battlecry, Odin's Fury all into the boss. Like I said earlier, my main role here is going to be single target and not ads. If I save all my cooldowns, so when the ads spawn, they'll likely die too quickly with everyone else's AoE. The pools will spawn, they'll despawn too soon before the tornadoes come, and will wipe. So I'm just going to be putting everything into the boss where I can, at least in phase 1. So moving out of Thunder and Shock there, trying to keep good uptime on the boss. And so I'm just going to be ignoring these ads, basically, not even trying to cleave Rampage, because it's kind of pointless, there's enough damage on them. Just making sure that I get out with my Hydra Shot, trying to clip some ads with a Whirlwind so I can proc some War Machine, getting in there and finishing off the ads there before the tornado spawn, putting Battlecry into the boss, not bothering saving it for the next pack. Moving through the tornado, avoiding the Dread Shark, and again just putting single target into the boss, really. Trying to avoid the puddles on the floor where possible. Again, ignoring the ads and just trying to clear up some of these wave runners whilst I soak the beam, as they can do quite a lot of raid DPS, and they can die as and when you want. Proper War Machine there as well, trying to keep that going. Now I'm going to be putting Battlecry and Odin's Fury into the ads there as the tornadoes are incoming. So where it lines up, you can, obviously use it on the ads. You don't have to put it all into the boss if you're not on ad duty, but you definitely want to be kind of Odin's Furying into them when the tornadoes are about to come in. Going to go there and pick up my fish as it's my turn. It's incredibly hard to keep as melee sometimes because you get aggroed by the ads or something, and avoid soaking that beam there so I don't drop my fish intentionally. What I'd like to do here is keep it for this set of ads because I've got all my cooldowns coming up, so I'm basically going to hold them until the tornadoes are about to come and then drop all my cooldowns, but unfortunately I lose my buffer fish there a bit early. But tornadoes are coming, so Glaives, Battlecry, Avatar, Odin's Fury, and just clearing all these up. We're coming up to transition now, so I'm not too worried about doing extra damage on the next pack of ads because they need to die in wave 2 regardless. We don't need to save them for tornado. Now, coming into phase 2, there's no need to keep the ads up anymore for the tornadoes, so I'm going to be switching to more AoE, so more Whirlwinding and more cleaving with Bloodthirst and Rampage, just to try and keep them under control and gain some better damage. Clipping the ad there to make sure I get War Machine. Again, you're like constantly proccing War Machine in this, so it's quite nice from that respect. Moving out with Hydra Shot, trying to avoid the inks. But I think I accidentally picked one up there, but it's not the end of the world. Clipping that Wave Runner just to make sure I get War Machine proc again. And putting Battlecry and Odin's Fury into the ads. You can proc, if the cooldown on Odin's Fury is like, less than 7 seconds and Battlecry's up, you can freely Battlecry knowing that you'll get Odin's Fury back for it. Using Leap now to help the raid drop the inks. As a warrior with Bounding Stride, you're going to get the movement speed and you can kind of like ping pong across the room with charges and stuff, so you're actually a very good kind of candidate to drop the inks. You really want that ink there to be over before the Hydra Shots come in. I'm just going to be AoE in the ads. And going to put this Battlecry straight into them. if I'd waited for Glaives and Avatar, then this pack would almost be dead. And, you know, Battlecry comes up pretty quick, so I'm going to be saving Glaives and Avatar for the next set of ads, just avoiding that wave. I had to use Leap there to get out because I wasn't entirely sure I was going to make it, but fortunately we had a good spawn from the Abyss, so I've managed to run it in and then charge back to the boss and get that uptime up going again. So unfortunately Battlecry hasn't come off as quickly as I'd hoped, so I think my last Glaive tick here isn't quite going to hit all the ads, but I've got a reasonable amount of damage there, so I'm pretty happy with that. And again, rocking War Machine as always. So soaking the hard shot here, trying to get the one closest to the boss there, and avoiding the crashing wave. Again, just keeping the AoE up, cleaving rampage. Cleaving rampage where possible. I'm throwing in the occasional Raging Thirsted, Raging Blow to try and keep damage boss high. Again, using Leap there, charge back to the boss, into the pool, and then back to the boss again. So using your double charge and your speed from Leap, you can really get around the room quickly with very little downtime on the boss, which is nice.
Do the soaks.
So soaking the marks again. I've kind of got stuck on a pool here, which is unfortunate because obviously you miss all your abilities when you're in the pool. If you're stood in the pool, there's absolutely no point even trying to hit the boss. You just hold your abilities. Alright, so stage 3. Stage 3 I'm going to be going back to single target again, so not unnecessarily whirlwinding. The only time you'll see me whirlwinding is either to try and proc War Machine or to finish off ads before the tornadoes come in. You can actually get quite good CD lineups to coincide with when the ads need to die for the tornado. But otherwise, I'm just going to be doing, you know, as much single target as I can, which is why I've got Inner Rage talented. I'm actually not going to pot during Bloodlust either, because I want to pot later on when I had Avatar. I didn't have it when Bloodlust was used. I did solo Battlecry, and that's because I know that Battlecry will be back, and I wanted to save Avatar and Glaives and Odin's Fury for when the ads need to die. I just want to be sure that they're going to die in time, because if they don't die in time, then it's going to be very quickly a wipe. So I'm just going to soak my beam and then drop all my Glaives and stuff into the ads as the tornadoes spawn. They were quite low, so I think I probably missed out on some damage there, but you know, it's rather that than have them die too soon and despawn, and then it's certainly a wipe. Avoiding the crashing wave there. And moving back to single target again. Trying to avoid those inks on the floor, as it's unnecessary damage. So soaking the hydra shot, and there's some low ads, so I'm just going to whirlwind to make sure I get my War Machine proc and that they die before the tornado comes in. So I've got Battlecry for it, getting some big damage there, AoE. Now we're sub 20%, so this is where I'm going to start making use of the Massacre Ring. So I'm just going to start building Juggernaut stacks now, and I'll only be helping with the ads just before tornadoes come in. Otherwise I'm just going to be executing basically. I haven't got much haste in this build, so I'm only going to be getting 2 execute GCDs before I have to Massacre, which is not the end of the world. I'm just going to save cooldowns fractionally here because the tornado's about to come in, and I've got Odin's Fury ready, so I want to be popping Battlecry, Rampage, and Avatar's just come off. So Avatar, Odin's Fury, the ads, whirlwind them to make sure I get War Machine procs, and then keeping Juggernaut going. Obviously, that's you want to keep Juggernaut going throughout the whole thing. If you drop that, then it's just you know what it's like to drop Juggernaut stacks. Now I should have prolonged or old ward during that last Avatar, but I didn't because I suck, and I thought I did, but I didn't. I don't know what to say. But anyway, so keeping Juggernaut going, and I'm going to drop Glaives and Battlecry here to finish off the ads before the tornado comes in, as well as again keeping my Juggernaut going, getting as much execute damage. We're getting close to the kill now, so going to also Odin's Fury them, see if I can clip them, making sure to keep Juggernaut going. And now it's just going to be a case of soaking this Hydra shot and seeing if we can kill it. Again, just getting one last Juggernaut stacking before I go out of melee range, moving out of the crashing wave. And unfortunately here I just take too much from the Hydra shot damage, as well as standing in too much ink, so I'm going to die. But we get the kill anyway, so that's all good. So I hope you enjoyed that. I didn't finish off too badly. I think it was 1.5 mil DPS, considering I'm not AoEing, apart from in phase 2 and occasionally in phase 3 just to clear up ads. There is definitely vast room for improvement. I mean, many times you get misses standing in the pools too much, or tanks move out your glaives. Trying to get a well placed glaive here is quite tricky. And obviously you'll do substantially more DPS if you are set to constantly AoE the ads. You'll probably be taking Wrecking Ball, Bloodbath, that kind of thing, and using the Whirlwind Belt. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. You can catch me on my stream on Coburn_25. Hopefully Maiden will be the next one. Cheers.